everyone.
Hello.
In case you don't know me, my name is Joze Piranian. I'm very excited to be introducing this evening's program. On behalf of AGBU Toronto, we're excited to be hosting my good friend Arshile Egoyan to speak to us about his brand new platform, Hyeness. So let's give Arshile a warm round of applause.
Okay, so my name is Arshile K, and I want to start tonight's presentation with a question, which is, where does one find Armenian life? And we're going to come back to the answer in a little bit, but for now I want to go to 2 years ago. I left Toronto to go to Los Angeles and complete a degree, and while I was there, I was struck by the incredible density and aliveness of the Armenian community. Growing up in downtown Toronto, it was all new to me. I would go for walks, I would smell delicious smells coming off of Armenian bakeries, I would go to Armenian restaurants, hear Armenian music, and it all felt so new and intoxicating, just that the people there could take it for granted, because for me it felt outside of what I knew. So I wanted to access as much of that as possible, and to do that I got in touch with my Armenian friends, and they would point me towards events that I should attend. And typically how that would go is I would follow an Instagram page, and I would get the where and the when, and I would show up. But what I noticed was that the events that one friend would recommend to me weren't necessarily the same as the events that another friend would recommend to me. And not only that, they didn't necessarily know about the events that the other was recommending. So there was a gap in knowledge. And I noticed that. When I came home, I had two defining experiences. One was in the spirit of wanting to engage more with my Armenian identity. I started going to Armenian church for personal and cultural reasons. And one day as I was leaving church, there was a bazaar. So I walked through the bazaar, and this really wonderful man approached me with a bag of dried peaches. And he offered me this bag, and I brought it home, and these peaches were delicious. They were fantastic dried peaches. And the story of them was that he was growing them at an orchard that he had in Armenia. And he worked with other farmers as well to bring incredible Armenian dried fruit to Toronto. And I thought, wow, had I known that this man existed, I would have been buying my dried fruit from this man for years. The other experience I had was I went to the Palm Film Festival in Toronto as well. And when I was there, there was a gala event. And at the gala event was a man selling Armenian wines that he was importing. So I bought a bottle of one of these wines, and I brought it home to my family, and we enjoyed it, and there was a beautiful and sad story attached to it. It was from Artsakh. And I thought, wow, had I known that this man existed, I would have been buying my wine from this man for years. So I want to go back to the question of where does one find Armenian life? And the answer, obviously, is everywhere. We're everywhere. We're all around the world. But one's experience of Armenian life is limited by two things. One, who you know, and where you happen to be. So in my case, if I hadn't known the friends that I known, I wouldn't have known about the events that they recommended. And had I not been at church that day, or had I not been at the gala event, I wouldn't have known about the Armenian vendors that I came to know and love. So that seemed like a real limitation, and I thought it was something that maybe we could overcome. So I got to work, I put my head down, and then the product of that is Hyeness. So Hyeness is a web platform. It's an app on the App Store, and it's an app on Google Play. The concept was essentially to build a centralized community resource that brings us together by expanding our awareness of what others are doing. The tagline is professional.community. We've heard the term professional community, but I wanted to emphasize each with the idea being that the professional aspect and the community aspect of Armenian life complement each other, and that when you empower one, you empower the other. So what is it? Hyeness is, first and foremost, it's an Armenian directory. So about 10 years ago, St. Mary's released one of these. And you might recognize, if not this, a version of this. It's essentially a Yellow Pages. It's an Armenian Yellow Pages. And inside it, you'll find professionals, you'll find businesses, you'll find ads. You've seen some version of this. And in a sense, Hyeness is just that in a modern context. It's on a website, it's easily accessible, it's in your pocket at all times. But it's also more than that. It's a community hub, it's a community space, and by integrating both of those experiences into one experience, into one app, I think you're marrying two really important parts of Armenian life. So there is a revenue model, and 50% of net profits are donated to Armenian not-for-profits. We'll talk more about that a bit later. And that's in the spirit of community life and keeping engagement with the Armenian identity. So what's the context in which Hyeness exists? What exists now? The reality is this is an extension of a lot of work that's already been done. As I said, when I was in LA, there were Instagram pages for me to follow. There were event organizers who put a lot of work into their content. And not only that, there are Instagram pages that aggregate those events. So one such page is Armenian Events LA, which is run by Ghazarian. And she does an incredible job familiarizing people in LA with what's going on around them. Another example that you might be more familiar with is Shop Local Armenian. And this was an initiative that was undertaken a few years ago. It was started by Igarni Tatikian, Cassandra Bertucci, and Maral Majian. And essentially, it was a Google Sheet that then got additional functionality where Armenians could find Armenian businesses. And all of that work is real, and it takes a lot of passion and dedication and commitment to make it happen. And the result of that work is trust and audience building. So when you follow these pages, you're made aware of what else is out there, and that's incredible. So Hyeness isn't competing with these efforts, they complement them. I worked closely with Gohar on building our social media presence, because she knows way more about social media than I do, and worked closely with Garni as well, who helped with user interface and is really active and has been a good taskmaster as well. But the issue with the Instagram experience is that it has embedded limitations. So in the same way as there's a where and a when that negotiates your sense of Armenian experience, on Instagram, you have to know that these pages exist, and if one offers one functionality and the other offers another one, then you have to navigate between those two pages, which is a lot of clicks, unnecessarily maybe. So the effort is to collaborate and complement through Hyeness existing efforts, not to compete. So this is the desktop experience, and we'll go through the app quickly afterwards. There's a lot of overlap in terms of functionality. But as soon as you open Hyeness.com, you see 4 buttons that cover a lot of what the experience of Hyeness is. There's a Browse Directory button, a Spotlight Offerings button, a List Your Offering, and a List Your Event button. And the distinction that I want to make here is between events and offerings. So offerings on Hyeness cover anything commercial. If you're a lawyer, if you have a restaurant, if you have an auto body shop, if you're a real estate agent, all of that, if it's professional, it's under offerings. If you're hosting an event, if there's a time and a place and you want people to show up, that's an event. So the listing experience is going to be similar, but not exactly the same. When you go to list your offering, you're going to get this page. It takes only a few minutes to complete. A lot of these inputs are optional, but recommended so that audiences can have a detailed sense of what it is that you're offering. And the list your event experience is similar, but of course the inputs are different. So the only other distinction that I'm going to ask you to keep in mind are industry spotlights and industry categories versus offering spotlights and offering categories. So if we think of industry categories, this is an umbrella. We can see examples here. Food and beverage, for example, is an umbrella. It's an industry. Within that industry, there are restaurants, there are bars, there are catering services, anything to do with food and beverage. So another example might be events and weddings. That would be an umbrella industry group, and within that you would have flower distributors and caterers and whoever might help throw an excellent wedding. So, and then we have our spotlight services. So, spotlight offerings. So the spotlight offerings are 9 spots on the homepage that are occupied by Armenian businesses. Like everything you see here is run by an Armenian person. There's an Armenian face behind an Armenian name. And these are paid placements on the homepage. They're a premier selection, and you'll see that as well. And we're going to go a little bit more into the Spotlight service model so that you get a sense of how it plays out as a user. So Spotlight services are anything that is paid on Hyeness. Hyeness is completely free. You don't have to pay for anything, but you can pay for Spotlight services. So you just saw on the homepage 9 spots that are relegated for businesses that choose to pay for them. And then there are category spotlights, which are, there's the industry category spotlight and the offering category spotlight. And you'll see how that plays out. The other thing that a business can pay for is verified status, which gets you an expanded gallery, the ability to embed a video onto your listing, and also premier placement in search results. And there's a necessity actually there for, it's important that we have a verified status program, and we'll talk a little bit more about why. The last offering is a video business spotlight. So this is our most engaging and committed offering. Serge and I will come to you and we'll talk to you about your business, whether it's your career as a lawyer or, as you'll see, if you have a thrift shop, or any other business. If it's a restaurant, we come and we give audiences a sense of what you do and who you are, and we put a face to the name. Okay, so now we're going to go to the directory. So this is the directory itself. It might, the format might be familiar to some of you, maybe not. The thing to keep in mind is that if you're in Canada, then Hyeness is pulling your IP address and showing you listings that are in Canada. If you're in the States, it does the same. That's not to say that you can't see listings in other countries, but wherever you are is prioritized so that your time isn't wasted. You can search by offering name, by keyword. So if you're looking for weddings, you'll see listings that cater to weddings. And then there's a filter bar as well. So the filter bar is dynamic, which means that if I put in, let's say, an industry filter, like let's say food and beverage, then the offerings are only going to be related to the industry. So you don't have to go through all the offerings. So for example, if I go through a different one and I do education and kids, the offerings are going to be different. But what you'll always get is a result. You're never going to get no results. Because the filter bar is dynamic. So again, we don't want you to be disappointed and to go through a filter experience and not get a result. So if you go to B2B, you'll get all the B2B. And if I put in city, I'm only going to see cities that have listings related to B2B. Okay. So if we reset it, we kind of see how the Spotlight industry category works. You'll always see listings under the industry category first. So these would be listings that paid for the featured food and beverage industry category. Underneath, there's the retail and shopping industry category, community and faith, arts and media, and all of these are placeholders. But then below that, you'll get all the other offerings. So because we don't have any filters on, these are 417 Armenian businesses across North America. And you'll notice that once we get past the category spotlights, the verified ones appear first. So the reason that we sell verified badges is the biggest issue that an online directory will bump up against is non-activity. So if I start a business, and like let's say I start a restaurant, and I'm excited, and I've invested a bunch of capital, and the doors are open, a year in, it doesn't go well, and I close up shop. My priority is on other things. It's not going to Hyeness.com and taking my listing down. But from a user experience, this is a real issue because I want to know that everything I'm seeing on the platform is live and active, so I don't call the restaurant and I get frustrated because there's no one answering the phone. And this is what happens to a lot of directories. So by having the verified badge be a paid offering, it incentivizes owners to go back and make sure that their listing is active, that the descriptions are accurate, and that the information is up to date. So one buys a verified badge for 1 year, and then it's renewed at the end of that year. All right. There's also a map. So the map is of brick and mortar businesses across North America. So there are 326 Armenian brick and mortar businesses across North America, and this is where they all are. There are way more than that. Sorry, we haven't launched yet. This is just an aggregate. Like we have 420 Armenian businesses, but this is without having launched. So the idea is that once we launch, we're going to get a lot more listings. But of the 420 approximately businesses that we have, 326 of them are brick and mortar shops, and this is where they all are. Now one might wonder, what's going on in Yellowknife? And we're going to answer that question. There's an Armenian Church of Yellowknife. It's an apostolic church, and I think that makes sense. When Armenians go anywhere, the first thing they do is they build a church. So there might be like 10 Armenians there who got to work. And actually, they're sponsoring tonight's event, and we're all going to Yellowknife after this presentation. So excited to take you with me. But then you can go through the filter experience here as well. So if you only want to see stuff in Canada, then we'll go to Canada. If you only want to see stuff in, well, here, we can go to state, province, Ontario. Okay, now we're in Ontario. But if you're only looking for, say, food and beverage, then you can do that too, and you'll zoom in, and you'll see food and beverage in Ontario laid out on a map. And then you can do it by offering as well. A trick that I like to do is when I'm looking for businesses in Toronto, I'll typically, instead of putting the city of Toronto, I'll put in just Ontario, because if you put just Toronto, you're only getting downtown Toronto. You're not getting the GTA. So just put in Ontario, and then you can look that way for a more expanded sense. And there's functionality in the app that we're going to go over that addresses all of this. You'll see that the app is way cleaner and fun to use, and there is really, really cool stuff that you can do there that you cannot do on the desktop experience. So I do recommend that you get the app. Okay, then there's an About page that just kind of summarizes some of the information that I've already shared, but I suggest you check it out for a quick recap. And there's a Contact page. So you put in your name, you put in your email, you send us a message, we answer as soon as possible. Okay, now we're going to go to the app. Okay. So you'll see that the homepage is very, very similar, and I'm not going to go through all of it again because it works basically the same way as the desktop. I'm only going to emphasize the functionality that's specific to the app. The most exciting part of it for me, but not the only exciting part, is the Near Me functionality. So rather than go to a map, rather than try to find something in your city, in your region, you can just go to Near Me, and it uses your device ID to show you results within a 10-mile radius. But you can change this. If you want to save on gas, you don't want to go 10 miles, you do 5 miles. And you'll see results within 5 miles. You can go to 30 miles if you want to not save on gas and you want to use a lot of gas. The other thing that you can do with the Near Me is go to a map view, and you'll see everything within 5 miles of your device's location. You might have noticed as well that when we went into the app for the first time, there's no user sign up. I don't like apps that ask me to make an account because I have 1 million accounts and I don't want another one to ask me to make another one. So, and you actually don't need to because it just interfaces with your device. You give it the appropriate permissions, and you never have to make an account, which to me is an upside. The other thing that you can do on the app that you cannot do on desktop is the following. Let's say I am going to the same restaurant all the time. or here, this is the Armenian Wine Federation. So he imports wines from Armenia. That was the gentleman that I mentioned earlier that I met at the gala premiere. And I love that business. So because I love that business, I'm going to press this little heart button. And when I go to my saved, he's going to come up. So as I'm going through all of these Armenian businesses and making all of these discoveries and thinking, wow, this is so cool, I didn't know that Armenians were doing this in this place or whatever, I'm going to save all the ones that I like or the ones that I know I like, and I'm going to have a list, an aggregate list. And you can organize it by recently added or alphabetically, whatever you like. The other thing that you can do that I think is really exciting is the following. Let's say my daughter is getting married. I don't have a daughter. I am single and very much looking for an Armenian, so if you know anyone, send them my way. But let's say my imaginary daughter was getting married, okay? So we're going to create a new list. And we're going to call this list Daughter Wedding. Because that's what a father would do. They would call their list Daughter Wedding, and then they would create the list. So now we have a list, okay? What does that mean? That means that when I am looking for Armenian businesses, and I know I'm going to throw this wedding, I'm going to put in wedding, and I'm going to go through the results. So the first result is Field Notes, which is a flower business. And I go, wow, that sounds really nice. I can expand it to see more information. I can see their Instagram, I can see their website, I can see their phone number, all the appropriate things. But more importantly, I can add that vendor to my list, my daughter wedding list. So now I have a florist for my wedding. What else can I add to that list? I can add, I need video and photography that specializes in weddings, so I'm going to add that. I'm going to need event planning. I'm going to need an event planner, so we're going to do that. Oops, sorry. I'm going to add my event planner. And let's say I need a DJ as well. Okay, here's a DJ, so I'm going to add my DJ. So now when I go to saved and I go to my lists, I have daughter wedding, and within that list I have my Armenian vendors. So I can make an Armenian wedding where everyone working it is Armenian, and all the money is staying within the Armenian community, out of my Armenian pocket to someone else's Armenian pocket. And really, honestly, that's the ethos of Hyeness is community, well, professional community. But the professional side is keeping resources within the community with the understanding that it's Armenians that donate to Armenian causes. It's not Argentinians typically, although maybe there are some. It's not Italians. So by keeping resources within the community, we do just that. And also, it's a community experience, because I'm going to get in touch with an Armenian florist that I maybe didn't know exist. You'll notice that there are business cards on your seats. I found the person that printed these business cards through Hyeness. I called him. I gave him my name. He said, "You're Armenian." I said, I am. He said, "Did you know that I'm Armenian?" I said, "Actually, I did, because I used Hyeness to find you." And that's the idea, is really, just to meet new Armenians and to keep resources within the community. Okay, so just to sum up what we just saw as far as features, there are basically 4 use cases. So if you're looking for an Armenian restaurant near you, you're going to use the Near Me feature. You can put in your radius, and you'll find Armenian restaurants within your radius. And the cool thing about this is, okay, in Toronto, we kind of know maybe what the main Armenian restaurants are, but if I'm in any other city in North America, I don't know what the Armenian restaurants are. And if I want to save on gas, I'm going to put in 5 miles, and I'm going to see Armenian restaurants within a 5-mile radius that I didn't know existed. Or I can even just find them on a map for fun, because it's fun to see Armenian things that you didn't know existed in other parts of the world. The second use case is list building. So again, if your daughter's getting married, specifically your daughter, it doesn't work for sons, unfortunately. We're adding that functionality. Then you can aggregate Armenian vendors into a list that you can then refer to. Or if you're hosting an event, you can do the same. And then the events functionality as well. So there are 2 upcoming events that we can see here. They're both in LA, and they're kind of placeholders. But let's say we go to Jeopardy night. We get all the information that we need. We get the date, we get the location, we get the time, we get the cost. If there is a cost, the other event doesn't have a cost. But let's say we go to the one that does have a cost. What's exciting about that is I can get my tickets from this button. So now I'm going to the organizer's form. And this is set up by the organizer, but everything is on this page. So you don't have to go through different Instagram pages or leave Instagram or whatever. It can all be done in-app. And then you also get the organizer's Instagram page. If you want to follow, you can add it to your calendar, your Google Calendar, or your iCal. You can also save events on the app and add them to lists as well. So that is what there is to know about events. So yeah, the cool thing about events is you can find out what events are going on in Toronto at any given time. But again, if you're traveling and you go to a different city and you think, I wonder what the Armenian community is like here. You can look for Armenian events in whatever city you are, and maybe it's a stand-up routine, or maybe it's a bowling night, or maybe it's anything. You go for a hike. But you can find Armenians that are going to go to this event, and they're going to not know you because you're going to be a stranger, but you're going to have those conversations, and you're going to ask what it's like to be Armenian in whatever city you happen to find yourself in. So I could have used this when I was in LA, because I would have just seen everything, and I wouldn't have had to have friends, which is not fun. Okay. The main point as well is that by using Hyeness, you're making a small effort. Like, you could go to Google, you could find a florist, you could find a million florists, but by going to Hyeness first and looking at options, you're taking on one additional step to support the identity that you're a part of, and I think that that's important, and I think it's worth doing. You'll notice that there isn't a ratings system on Hyeness. That's on purpose. It's not really a place where I want businesses to feel rated. That being said, I highly recommend that you do Google the businesses that you're interested in so you can see the ratings, because you don't, as much as we want to keep resources within the community, you also want a good product. Okay, so how is this going to grow? Well, it's going to grow because all of you tonight are going to go home and you're going to list your businesses, whether you're professionals, if you're a lawyer, an accountant, if you own, an auto, like whatever it is, you're going to get listed on Hyeness for free, always 100% for free. You're going to download the Hyeness app, and then you're going to share our pinned post on Instagram, on your Instagram, if you have an Instagram. And you got 2 business cards on purpose. One is for you, and one is for someone that you're going to hand the business card to and say, hey, you have a business, or you're a professional, you should be on Hyeness. I think you'd get a kick out of it. And then they're going to do the same thing that you just did without the business card, but word of mouth. And then on we go, we get a network effect, and everyone is using this app. All the Armenians in North America are on it, and that just enriches the experience for all of us and for them as well. We get more options, more variety, and it's a more engaging place. We get more events. So yes, I'm going to talk about the revenue model just conceptually. We talked about how that plays out. There are premium spotlight placements on the homepage within industry categories and placements and within offering categories and placements. Completely optional. There's no pressure to ever spend money on Hyeness. But you can also get interviews and videos where we come and interview you. And then that will live on your vendor page, and we're going to see what that looks like. And verified badges as well, just so that you stand out in the search results and so that audiences and customers can know that you've engaged with the platform, that you're real, that you're active, that the information is up to date. And 50% of net profits always go to Armenian not-for-profits. So tonight we're going to see the first video that we've done with a business, which I'm really excited to present, courtesy of Serge Keshishian, who was phenomenal to work with and is just a wonderful human being. And I can't say enough good things about him. The business here is called Thus. They are a vintage shop. It's run by Varak Babian and Elizabeth Babian, and they are an adorable couple, and you're going to get a better sense of who they are right away. Okay, a few things to say about that video. One is really personal. So Serge Keshishian is the son of my old Armenian teacher, Setak Keshishan, who I love dearly and I see often. And Varak is the son of my other Armenian teacher, Hasmik Babian. So it was incredible to do this video because there was a sense of legacy there and bringing everyone together. I'm a miserable student, so I didn't really learn Armenian very well, despite their best efforts. And I have to say they're both incredible teachers, but I am that bad a student. So that's the first thing to say. The second thing to say is that this video lives on YouTube, but of course it also lives on the Hyeness website. So when I put in thus, which is a store that I recommend you all visit because it is adorable. Have you been?
Dwight was the one who clocked it.
Dwight was the one that clocked it. Okay, so Dwight knows his stuff. Highly recommend you go. This is what a listing page looks like, and I've been putting it off just for this moment here. Thus has a verified badge. They have an Instagram account that I can click to, and off we go to Thus's Instagram page. Again, on the app, this is more seamless because you'll have the Instagram app, so it'll go right to it. You'll see a gallery with pictures, the Armenian connection, and here's the video that we just saw. And again, this is all on the app as well. So this is the desktop version, but much more seamless on the app, and you get the products and services. They actually don't have a phone number, so you're not going to get that here. But I'm going to show you an example of a listing that does have a phone number, just so you can trust me when I say that they exist. So the Zoydan Institute, for example, has their website, their email, and their phone number. And on the app, I can call directly through the app, and I can send an email directly through the app as well. So the other thing I just want to say about Serge's work is that he single-handedly, he did all the video, he did all the sound, and then we worked closely together on the edit. He is a one-stop shop. So if you ever need a video done, get his card, get his information, and also he's on the platform. Okay. So to round this all off, okay, so this has taken a lot of your time. We just talked about Hyeness for a while. So there's a bit of a promotion for all of you today and anyone that you shared this information with, the business card with. Over the next 72 hours, anyone that lists their business, downloads the Hyeness app and shares a post from our Instagram page, which you'll see on the card, will you? Maybe, maybe not. Find us on Instagram. We'll get a 1-year verified badge for free. So I recommend that you tell your friends, your family, if they're professionals. And like anything customer facing, share this, and if they list in the next 72 hours, which is always free, they will get a verified badge for free for 1 year. So that is that. And now I'm open to questions. That QR code will go to the list, your offering page. But open to questions. Wow, lots of questions. Okay, question number 1.
Is that featured fruit place the one with peaches?
Is that featured fruit place the one with peaches? That is the one with peaches. And you should get lots of peaches. And they don't just do peaches. They do cherries. They do, what else do they do? Apricots? Okay, we're familiar. Yes, they do apricots. That was a good guess. They're fantastic. So Neuland, yeah. Please, Salpi.
Yeah, thank you, Arshile. This is great. So for your daughter's wedding,
Yeah,
you came across 3 florists,
I did come across 3 florists, yeah.
3 Armenian florists. Would there be reviews?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So there aren't reviews on the platform itself because I don't want to create an environment where we're reviewing each other. But as I said, I highly recommend that you Google each of them to see what the reviews are. I don't want you to have a negative experience. I want you to have a very positive experience. So this is really about aggregating Armenian businesses and less about reviewing them at this point, but that might change. Okay, let's just go like this. Okay, Joze.
Oh, the Ghazarian Institute, I saw that they had their own video.
Yes.
Which was not done by you.
No, that was not done by me. I cannot take credit. So because it's a verified page, they can embed a video like a promotional video that they already had. So not all listings have that ability. If you get a verified listing, which you can get for free for the next 72 hours, then you can embed an existing video on your listing. Yeah.
Great presentation.
Thank you very much.
I was just wondering, do you have any plans for the future to incorporate any Armenian businesses from Armenia
Yeah, so the 50% non-profits piece is something that honestly hasn't really been developed. So far there is $0 in this, and it has cost a bit of money, but the idea there is to actually go to Armenia and find grassroots nonprofits. There are obviously like very well-funded nonprofits, but in my time being alive, I've met some Armenians in Armenia, young people that are doing really important work and that would really appreciate the funding. So the idea is to go to Armenia and meet with more of them to kind of have a database of non-for-profits. And when I'm there, absolutely, especially importers. The importing side is really exciting to me because I just think when you're supporting an importer here, you're supporting an entire economy there. So the more we can do that, the better the country itself is served. So yes, to answer your question, yes.
So, great idea.
Thanks.
I love bringing all this together and something that I think is needed, particularly for Armenians who are already so tiny, but we're so divided, right? So that this is a great way to bring everybody together. So kudos for you on that. Love your name. It's also my son's name.
Oh, wow. I've never met another one.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's exciting. There's only 2 of us. Wow, 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 wow.
It's named after Arshile.
Okay, wow, wow. I wonder what happens when they're in the same room. Okay, yeah, thanks, yeah. You will do a better job than I will, I'm sure, yeah.
You leave it to me. I will QC everything.
Excellent, perfect. Looking forward.
But I'm not a vendor, but I have, Armenian vendors that I go to who are very small business owners, and I've always thought, how do these people get other businesses, right, or other business aside from me? So it's a great platform. So I just had a question in terms of the verified versus non-verified bits, and also maybe some of the costs in terms of the verification.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah. So.
Tell her about it.
Yeah. So you can list for free, and you appear on the same directory as everyone else. The only difference experientially as a customer is that when I go to the directory, the verified users are going to appear first under the spotlight. Again, it gets a little bit muddied, but when I talk about spotlight industries, those appear by default when I go to the directory. And then if I put in an offering, then I get offering spotlights. And offering spotlights are more expensive than industry spotlights because offering spotlights are more specific. So if a business, it's more likely that a customer looking for a specific offering will spend money on a spotlight offering because it's what they're looking for more directly. Under those sections, the verified businesses come first, and then the unverified businesses. But that's the only difference. And then in terms of pricing, there are 2 verified pricing plans. One is $120 a year, so $10 a month, and that gets you the ability to embed a video and an expanded gallery list. And the other is half that price, $60 for a year, and that just gets you the verified badge. And again, the reason that we charge for verification is because it's really important that our listings be live and active. And if people are spending money on them, they're more incentivized to cancel if their business closes and to make sure that the information is up to date. Yeah.
Are these postings only in North America, or it's in outside Canada or States as well?
Right now, only in North America.
Because at destinations there are, people travel.
Absolutely.
They would like to go to an Armenian restaurant, so we always Google, say,
Yeah.
Armenian restaurant, Armenian restaurant, or in museums and stuff like that.
Totally.
So that would be an ideal thing to do.
For sure.
Keep posted, especially for travelers.
100%. I think at this point, the team is extremely small. It's like 90% me, and I get help. And the help is very appreciated. I think if there's buy-in, community buy-in, if people are using it, not even spending money on it, that's a secondary thing, but if the community is enjoying it, if they're using it, if it's active, then I'm happy to spend my time on it, and then if I can expand it, I will, absolutely.
And how long have you been active in this? Because honestly, this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, so we haven't launched yet. So this is kind of our inaugural event. Yeah. So everything that exists here has happened behind closed doors, my doors, a lot of time on a computer alone. And so we haven't launched yet. This started in October of this past year. It's been fast and intense. Yeah. So the big marketing push is going to happen basically over the next month. We haven't started marketing it at all. We're counting on you guys to help get the word out there. We're gonna post our first Instagram Reels. I don't even know what an Instagram Reel was not very long ago, but thanks to Gohar in Los Angeles, I do. We're gonna post our first Reel, which is like a cut up of the video that you saw on Instagram. You can share that, and again, if you find our Instagram page, you can share our pinned post.
Good luck and all the best.
Thank you so much.
So just piggybacking off of what you
Yes.
said, because we travel a lot and we do the exact same thing. We're always searching for Armenian restaurants, churches, and like just with you mentioning that you're doing
Yellowknife,
30%
if you
of the work,
put it on us. Yeah.
if like down the line, I know you're just launching right now, but down the line, if you create something where users can input, like so, like we just went to Vietnam, we went to like the consulate. There's a couple of the embassy, sorry, yeah, and we went to like they had a couple of restaurants and stuff there.
Cool.
So if you had
Armo House. I've seen a picture of Armo House.
And they had the Ararat restaurant in one of the city, and
Very cool.
we didn't know about it until like we went to the embassy and they told us about it.
And
it
they
was
gave us
it
a
was too
tour
late,
at the
yeah.
embassy as well.
Wow.
So, but like if you had an area on your app,
Yeah.
you can input,
We could
like,
input, yes.
we take a picture, we put the
Yeah.
information we know,
I
then
can
that would
do
also
that.
help, because it's hard for you to
For sure.
obviously know all the other places. So if you can get help from everybody else,
Yeah.
I think this is great.
Yeah, I mean, that is the idea. So I've listed like the 420, let's say, approximately listings. The majority of those were done by me. A few were user input. But this only works if people are listing. And those don't have to be the owners of the business. It can be you going to Vietnam and going to an Armenian restaurant and taking all the information. It'll probably be helpful if you're in touch with the owners, because there's like owners, well, not owner-specific information, but you might not have all the details. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But it relies on that. Like, that has to happen for this to be viable.
But yeah, I think it might, and then even if when you're traveling, you can look on the map and be like, oh, there's an Armenian church here.
Exactly.
Like, there's one in Malaysia, I believe it was, or Myanmar, I can't remember where it was.
In Singapore, I think we have a church.
Singapore, in India.
Yeah, in India, and it was one of the first churches, I want to say. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, we take credit for a lot of things that aren't true, but yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, like I would love to have all that stuff on there.
Cool. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yes, please.
I have two questions. One, with the range of how many people, like, because we were searching up like florists and such for your great
Mhm.
wedding. Great presentation, by the way.
Thank you.
Is there any limit to how many people can, like how many types of roles of people you can find? Like, can I find a travel agent to buy LA tickets there?
Absolutely. Yeah, so you can make a, yes, you can just put in travel. There you go. Okay, so we have the travels section, and within the travel section, again, that's the industry category. Within the industry category travel, you can find different offerings. So you can find a travel agent. You can, yeah, you can find a travel agent, you can find local guides, anything related to travel will fall under that umbrella. And then you can make a list. If I'm going to go to Los Angeles, or no, if I'm going to go to Vietnam, because that's more exotic. I go to Vietnam and I'm going to make a list of the travel agent that's going to help me get there, and the local guide in Vietnam who's Armenian, who's going to help me get a sense of what's going on there. Yeah, you can aggregate all of that. And you can make as many lists as you want. You can add as many vendors as you want to any list.
Okay, second question is,
Number two.
if I also had my own business, I wanted to put it on here as well.
Yeah,
I'm obviously Armenian, but some of my partners in my business aren't Armenian.
Yeah.
Is that still?
no, they're absolutely not. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. No, it only takes one of you. It only takes one of you. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, the borders are are porous. We allow all shapes and sizes and numbers, but there does have to be one Armenian.
That's me, I check out.
Okay, good.
Yeah, okay.
Well, then you're set.
As long as it's a yan at the end.
Yeah, exactly. As long as there's a yan at the end. Yeah. Like Robert Kennedy. I'm going to be a bit suspicious. I'm going to do some more background information, but if he exists, he exists. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I have a question. As a
Yeah.
person who does not have an Armenian last name, but
Sure.
am Armenian,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it would be a weird case if like a bunch of non-Armenians found out about the app and then just posted it. I guess it's possible. Like, I think I'm going to trust that if you're submitting, you're probably Armenian. I mean, I might get in touch with you if you don't. And actually, Honestly, this is a passion project. Like, yes, there is a revenue model, but I'm not expecting this to make $1 billion a year. I'm doing it because as I said, I went to LA. I thought, wow, this is crazy that there's so many Armenians here. This is amazing, and I wanted to continue that experience. So I do hope that people will list and that I do get in touch with them and I get to meet new Armenians and hear about their business and what they're up to and get a sense of them. That's really the point. So yeah, you might get a phone call if you don't have an IAN at the end of your last name, but it'll be a friendly phone call. It's not going to be aggressive. Yeah.
So Arjun, how long does it take to get verified when you register?
So once you register, well, if it's in the next 72 hours, then any listing that comes in. So basically how it works is you put in the information in the listing form or in the events form, and then I get it on my end, and I approve it, or I reject it, or I call to ask a question. And once I do that, then I can just add a verified badge. It's not long at all. What takes a bit more time is if you want to send me pictures to live on the listing. Actually, no, you can upload pictures when you sign up. And actually, even if you're not verified, you can have up to 3 pictures, I believe. You just get more pictures if you are verified. It's essentially immediate, to answer your question. Yeah.
What kind of pictures are you looking for?
Ones that are safe for work. Yeah, ones that are.
I mean, are pictures of the individual who's posting or the
No, it's like of the business, but it might be of the individual who's posting. Like if I'm a lawyer, right? Then I'm the business. So yeah. So it could be totally. So it might be a picture of me at my office, or a picture of me at my law firm. Yeah. But if it's a store, like a vintage store, then maybe I want to show this space, and yeah. It's whatever you want. Yeah, as long as it's safe for work. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any more questions? No? We're feeling good? Excellent. So what I am going to ask is, again, we all download the app. If you could rate the app on the App Store or Google Play, that would be fantastic.
Actually, I just went in while you were doing it to see how it looks like. So.
That's the attitude. That's fantastic. Okay, so we want more of that? Okay, I see it there. And then if you could follow us on Instagram, it's at Hello Hyeness. Follow us on Instagram. Share our post. What else am I going to pull out of you before you go?
It says your name and your description.
On the app. You're there. You found it.
I found it.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah. If you could rate the app as well. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. Just download the app. List your business. Get a free verified badge in the next 72 hours. Tell all your friends and family. Get them to list. They'll all get a free badge in the next 72 hours. And share our Instagram posts. That would be great. Okay. Thank you so much. Good.